In a development that has sent shockwaves through South Africa's political landscape, new reports suggest that the ongoing Michael Sandlana case could have implications reaching the highest office in the land. What began as a controversial legal battle has now evolved into a matter of national interest, with allegations emerging that President Cyril Ramaphosa's administration may face scrutiny as investigations deepen. The situation is fluid. The stakes are high. And the political consequences could be far-reaching. Michael Sandlana, a prominent religious and political figure, has been at the center of intense legal and public scrutiny in recent months. His arrest, subsequent court appearances, and reported medical emergency while in custody have already sparked heated debate across social, religious, and political spheres. Supporters argue that due process must be protected. Critics insist that accountability must be upheld. The case has become symbolic of broader tensions surrounding leadership, governance, and institutional integrity in South Africa. According to emerging reports and political analysts observing the unfolding developments, certain aspects of the investigation may intersect with government processes and executive-level decision-making. While no formal charges or direct accusations have been made against President Ramaphosa, the mere possibility that the case could raise questions about political oversight has intensified scrutiny. At the heart of the matter is a fundamental issue: the relationship between political authority and independent legal institutions. South Africa's constitutional framework is built on the separation of powers. The executive, the legislature, and the judiciary operate independently. However, when high-profile legal cases involve individuals with political influence or connections, public perception becomes a powerful force. Allegations have emerged in some circles suggesting that political pressure may have played a role in the pace or direction of certain procedural steps. These claims remain unproven and are being debated in political commentary rather than confirmed in official findings. The presidency has not indicated any wrongdoing. Government spokespersons have emphasized that law enforcement agencies operate independently and that the administration respects judicial processes. Yet opposition parties have seized on the controversy, calling for transparency and oversight. Parliamentary voices have urged clarity, arguing that public confidence in institutions must be protected at all costs. South Africa continues to navigate economic strain, public service challenges, and growing voter frustration ahead of upcoming political cycles. In such an environment, even indirect associations between major legal controversies and executive leadership can carry weight. Political analysts note that perception often shapes political narratives as much as documented evidence. Inside the African National Congress, discussions are reportedly cautious. Party leadership understands the sensitivity of linking the president's name to an active investigation, even hypothetically. The ANC has faced reputational challenges in recent years tied to governance issues and allegations of corruption involving past administrations. President Ramaphosa has positioned himself as a reform-minded leader focused on institutional renewal and anti-corruption measures. Any suggestion that his administration could be entangled in controversy, directly or indirectly, risks complicating that narrative. On social media platforms, discussions have intensified, with some users expressing concern about potential political interference and others warning against premature conclusions. Civil society organizations have called for calm and urged respect for legal processes. Religious communities connected to Sandlana have held gatherings emphasizing unity and prayer, while critics argue that legal accountability should not be overshadowed by political speculation. Legal experts stress that it is essential to distinguish between political commentary and formal judicial findings. At this stage, no official documentation confirms executive involvement in the Sandlana matter. However, the possibility that investigations could expand into broader institutional reviews has heightened tension in political circles. Observers point to previous moments in South Africa's history when legal proceedings triggered broader political consequences. The country's democratic institutions have weathered crises before, from commissions of inquiry to high-profile prosecutions. In many instances, transparency and judicial independence have ultimately reinforced democratic resilience. The question now is whether this case will follow a similar trajectory, or whether it will deepen divisions. Should investigative bodies determine that any procedural irregularities occurred, mechanisms exist to address them. Parliamentary oversight committees, judicial review processes, and constitutional safeguards are designed to prevent overreach. If no evidence of misconduct emerges, the focus may return squarely to the individual legal case against Sandlana without further political implications. However, the political climate ensures that developments will be closely watched. Markets and investors often react to perceptions of political stability. Although there has been no immediate economic fallout, analysts warn that prolonged uncertainty surrounding executive leadership can influence confidence levels. South Africa's global partners are also attentive to signs of institutional integrity and governance transparency. Within opposition ranks, the rhetoric has sharpened. Some leaders have called for expanded parliamentary inquiry into any alleged connections, framing the issue as a test of accountability at the highest level. Others have cautioned against politicizing an active legal matter, warning that doing so could undermine judicial independence. President Ramaphosa himself has remained measured in public appearances. In recent statements unrelated to the case, he has reiterated his administration's commitment to the rule of law and institutional reform. Political insiders note that maintaining composure and avoiding reactive commentary is often a strategic choice in moments of heightened speculation. The broader implications extend beyond one individual or one administration. South Africa's democratic credibility depends on public trust. When high-profile cases intersect with political narratives, citizens demand clarity. Transparency becomes not merely a legal requirement but a political necessity.